Hey folks, it's me with Casually Christian here for your Wednesday update. I hope that you guys are doing great. It's Hump Day. It's also the middle of half of the year is already gone. It's June. It's kind of it's a cliche to say, but it always seems like the months already they always go really quick. And this year's no exception. It's just flying by. And like I guess we'll start with my work update. Work is it's okay. Every time I go to work, I just want to take a nap. And I've been getting off a little bit earlier, just clocking in at 6:30, just so I could get it over with. And there's some trouble going on in the office, as in additional layoffs. I don't want to give the number, but we the plebs of the company, we're shaking in our boots, so we don't want to get let go, because like it's just brutal out there. I was looking for jobs on Indeed just to see what was out there. I didn't apply to any. I just wanted to see. I was just curious to see what was out there, and I was reading all these job descriptions, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to start all over and figure out a new system, figure out people's personality, just like start from the ground up, start from zero. And I'm just very comfortable where I'm at right now. It's just working out great. And of course, as I'm working from home, this is going on, like, plus I don't want to go out. I don't want to go on location. I don't want to, travel God knows how long, traffic. And I just hope to God that, that my department is spared. But yeah, it's just anxiety, riddled. I'm okay. My mom was calming me down. It's like, well, it hasn't happened yet. You still have your job. Don't freak out. When I wasn't really freaking out, I was just kind of like, I was just concerned, And but you know what? Uh, you know, that's for the that's hasn't happened yet. So I'm just gonna live in the moment and just be okay. Hey guys, I really appreciate it, Christina and Ariana, you guys commenting. Hey buddy. And I was hanging out with Christina and Ozma this weekend at the Crest, and we had some couple beers. Well, actually, I wasn't drinking. I was drinking gin and tonics, and they were going down like water. Oh my, damn! Like, is this like watered down? But like, it was pretty good. It was a good deal. Like $5 for like a gin and tonic, which is like that's pretty good. And we just Christina and me, we reconnected. It was to talk, and we started talking about what we've been up to, and we were just saying that next time if she ever sees like a radio, around Southern California, on the chance and buy some tickets so we could go, finally check out Radiohead. Because that's it's on my bucket list. I normally don't go to concerts because I hate crowds, but to go see Radiohead is it's a very it's a influential popular band, and it's one of those bands that if you would have to go see to appreciate their work. And I can't wait. But like I did see some tickets before, and they were pretty expensive. They were really expensive. I saw some ticket for $800. I'm like, nah, that can't be right. And when I saw that, I just clicked it away. I'm like, all right, back to reality. But yeah, see that. Yeah, that's a must see show, and definitely. And what else has been going on? Well, I'm already done with the work update. No need to talk about anything else. You know what I've been doing to keeping myself sane is that I've been working on a scrapbook because I found a bunch of photos at my mom's house, and you know what, it was I wanted to have a project that keeps my mind off like anxiety, that just makes me just focus. It's pretty well, let me show you what my progress right now. I'm gonna bust out these old photos. Uh, see, I did this, picture perfect. It says right there, born '83. And the reason I have these stickers is because, like, I love television, and I'm a writer, and I listen to music. But yeah, this was a rough year right here. Sophomore year, that was terrible. Yeah, I remember going to high school, and my, my was a fucking. It's like, nah, Dick, we we went to Corvallis together. Don't you remember me? Don't you remember me? And but yeah, in the other side, we have my younger brother Diego, and from elementary school, and his awkward years right there. And the reason I have jam right there is because when I had food poisoning, I saw my brother was eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I saw that sticker, jam. He likes peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I put that there. My it's continuing. I still have still have like my album is still like I still need to work on it, and we have a bunch of photos like stickers. It's really cool. I love doing this stuff, and I'm the only person in my family who does this because my younger brother my younger brothers, they're straight boys and they don't like that. They like working on cars, and I like cutting magazines and putting like little things together and gluing stuff and yeah. But that project is going great. And let's see what else has been have I been doing. Well, in my promo I said that I watched Stranger Things, The Boys, and also Obi-Wan. So let's get to it. Stranger Things, wow, what a great season. We binge watched the whole first half of the final season of Stranger Things. The last part of it is gonna come out like around Halloween. But man, I was like into it. I was like, I loved it. I just like the visual, the storytelling, just like I was like transported into another world. Like John and Alex didn't really care too much for it. They just said, and I quote, let's just binge watch it so we just get over with. I'm like, no, don't you enjoy it? And it's like, yeah, some of they didn't really like it too much. I loved it. I was really it had like I don't know what was about it, but I was really into the story and just like the visuals again, and then just like the kids coming into their own. They're in high school, and there's a new monster loose in Hawkins, and you figure out what's going on with Hooper. And it's fun. It's a fun ride, and it's scary and it's thrilling, and there's a there's a popular song that's been going out on the internet. It was like "Running Up the Hill" by Kate Bush, and like they said, after 30 years, it's a smash hit. And the filmmakers actually had to approach the artist to if they could use their song in their show, and they had to convince her. And good for her that she got that she let the music song be used in in Stranger Things, and it was it was good. I think my only complaint about Stranger Things is that um there was one of the new characters. He's a stoner pizza delivery guy, and the guy is so fucking annoying. So fucking like I cannot stick me away from the story. And to me, he's on par as being annoying as Jar Jar Binks. Just I mean, these I know they need like a comic relief guy, and like that, but that character is just like so over the top, cringy, And I don't like it. I don't like it. Every time he comes on, it's just I think that's something that's my only critique about the show is that I wish they had a different character than that stoner pizza guy because it's just very cringy. And I don't know, what do you guys think about it? If you guys watch Stranger Things, and what do you guys think about that pizza guy? I don't even want to remember his name. He's just like this stereotype stoner dude. Is super annoying. And but yeah, but I I you guys should check out Stranger Things if you do like that series. It's really good. It's really good. I cannot talk more about it without giving any spoilers away. So let's go to The Boys. The Boys is it's on Amazon. Yeah, it's on Amazon. And I didn't know this, but The Boys was supposed to be part of the DC universe. But when the original creators were pitching to these uh, what's it called comic book companies, they said no. DC said no to The Boys, and I don't know where they ended up going, but I guess DC is mad at the creators of The Boys for kind of like doing this satirical versions of Superman, The Flash, Aquaman, and they're villains, and like they're portrayed in this series like they come out with like superhero movies with actual superheroes, and they're not heroes at all. They're just a product from this pharmaceutical company that makes gets a really good show, and it's on a third season. We're on the second episode, and they did like this kind of like this. I don't want to give too much away, but they do like a parody of Ant Man and this character on The Boys. he's like snorting cocaine and like he's making out with a dude and something happens where the guy explodes. I don't want to give much away. I mean, it's it's so gory, and like it's so gory that it's funny. It's over the top, but there is a serious element to that show, which the main villain in that show is not only the pharmaceutical company Vought, but they created this monster, their version of Superman called Homelander. And this guy, he is like he's a monster. This guy is like, they need in this season, they're looking for a way to kill Homelander, because this guy, he's like this close to like losing it completely. And so before that happens, they need to take him out before he destroys the whole town or the whole world, because he's indestructible. He's literally Superman who doesn't give a shit. And but yeah, if you like, again, like if you like that, and also like Amazon has another great show called Invincible of as The Boys, and both great, two great shows on Amazon. And finally, let's talk about oh yeah, Obi-Wan. How do you not talk about Obi-Wan? It's streaming on obviously on Disney, because they fucking own the Star Wars universe. And it's okay. There are plot holes to the Obi-Wan TV show, and one of them, I'm gonna give a little spoiler, like so if you guys don't want to listen to it, just turn around, come back in a little bit. But anyways, there's a scene where like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader are fighting, lightsabers and all, and there's a moment where like they get separated by fire, and there's this droid that helps out Obi-Wan. And John, Alex, and me is like, well, what's going on? How come like Darth Vader doesn't force choke the droid and just brings him towards to him, because he could totally do it. It was like he was just a few feet away. It's like it was a total plot hole. And it took me out of the story, because I was like, what's going on, and I hope they give an explanation to why Darth Vader held back on like using his full out powers during that fight scene. But Obi-Wan it's okay. It's not one of my favorite shows that I've been watching the past 2 weeks. I would say it's probably my from The Boys, Stranger Things, and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is on my third watch list, because it's something's a little off in that TV show. It's cool to see like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, like, and but it's cool to see them continue that story. That I mean, I am interested to see what's going on, before Episode 4, A New Hope. I want to see that in between, and I know a lot of people, like a lot of people want to see that too, but just it's not as good as the Mandalorian and or the Boba Fett. Boba Fett turned out to be pretty good at the series the season finale. That was really good. But I don't know. I hope we're gonna be on episode 3 or 4. But I hope I hope they patch up that plot hole, because if not, it's pretty glaring. It's like a typo. It's like seeing a typo in a book. But let's see. But yeah, that's what I've been watching. What have you guys been watching? Shows? What do you guys think about it? Also, that's I don't know if you guys seen this, but if you guys seen the first photos of Wednesday, and it was directed by Tim Burton. And the first stills came out, and the first like teaser trailer for the Wednesday, the Family Adams TV show. And what's that TV show about is it's about Wednesday adjusting at this high school, and she has to solve this murder that's going on in this high school. And as much as I know about it, and she has thing, like the hand thing, like right here. And what's really cool about this is that they cast a Latina to play Wednesday Adams, and she looks great. She looks like one of those goth chicks in high school that I grew up with, and it looks like a cool show, especially with like Burton in the pilot. And I mean, come on, look at that still. I mean, like, you just want to watch it. But it looks really good. Like, I cannot wait until it premieres. It's going to premiere by the end of the year. But as soon as as soon as the series drops, I'm gonna do like a review of it as well. But I have high hopes over the new TV show Wednesday. And also today, like I watched a teaser trailer of the Munsters. I don't have it right here, but I just remembered it right now. But I saw this trailer for Rob Zombie's version of the Munsters, and it's not a horror. It's a camp movie, and it's really just completely different from what's Rob Zombie is doing did before, like his remake of Halloween and the House of a Thousand Corpses. And you know what? Like I give it to Rob Zombie to do it. The monsters that he grew up with in the '60s or '70s or whatever time period that fucking show. I'm pretty sure he came out in the '60s, but he's playing homage of the TV show that came like he watched as when he was a kid. But I don't know if you guys watched this. Did you guys know that there was a monster movie like maybe like 10 years ago that had Jerry O'Connell play like Herman Munster, and it looks complete. It's like completely dumb, and yeah, like, it was like a made for TV movie, and I think Eddie Izzard was Grandpa Adam, not Grandpa Munster. It's completely terrible. It's awful. And if you guys, go, YouTube it, watch the trailer to like the version that came out 10 years ago. It's Let's move on to the next topic. Is David Cronenberg's new movie called Crimes of the Future. And if you guys are familiar with David Cronenberg's work, he directed The Fly, Videodrome, no, yeah, Videodrome and Scanners, and he also directed this movie from the '90s called Naked Lunch, based on this popular book that came out like during the '70s, and he makes very like surreal like movies, as in like monster movies. Like he uses animatronics. He doesn't use the CGI, and he's very grotesque. Like he doesn't shy away from like showing something like gross and gruesome and dark and scary. And if you guys are familiar with The Fly, if because that's one of his most popular movies, because it was like mainstream. But that's just like a tiny bit of like his work right there in The in the rest of his movie, his filmography is just it's intense. It's like at 10%, 100%. But what was interesting about Crimes of the Future is that it premiered in the Cannes Film Festival in France, and during the premiere, in the first 5 minutes, 15 people walked out of the movie theater because started off. It just started it started off crazy, And the people who did remain in the movie theater, they ended up giving David Cronenberg a 7 minute standing ovation, which it's pretty good. I mean, that's great publicity right there. People walked out, and alone, I'm gonna watch it as soon as I'm able to figure out where it's playing. It's playing around here, like it's playing in those movie theaters where they play like the independent movies. So you have to look for it. It's not playing like at your AMC. It's playing like at a special theater. But my buddy just went to go see it. She enjoyed it. She loves watching these horror movies, and it gives her like it's her version of a comedy. So and I had another buddy who watched Crimes of the Future, Steve Palacio, and he has said he ended up falling asleep during the movie because he thought it was boring. So I mean, I just want to check it out. And if you guys want to see something trippy, check out Crimes of the Future, directed by David Cronenberg. Okay, so our last, pop culture update is they finally have the script to the Joker, the sequel to the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, Todd Hooper or Todd Phillips, I believe. Yeah, Todd Phillips. He did like an Instagram shot of like uh, of of the script, and he said it was done, and it's called the Joker, like what Feely Deluxe or something. I don't know. I read it. This article said it's supposed to mean double madness, like shared madness. So this guy who wrote this article said like he's maybe thinking that the Joker and somebody else team up for this, crime spree, or maybe even like maybe Bruce Wayne shares in this delusion. Maybe Bruce Wayne is the other person who is crazy, the other freak. But we don't know. But Joaquin Phoenix has yet to sign a deal with the WB, but it's going to be a lucrative deal. I mean, the guy won an Academy Award for playing the Joker, and you can't have the sequel to the Joker without Joaquin Phoenix. I even bother. But yeah, we'll probably get that movie like around 2024 because it takes a very long time to make movies. And another thing that I've been watching this week at my mom's house, because I watch a lot of videos as I'm working. And this week I've been watching the Charlie Rose show, which he does interviews with like directors, writers, producers, anybody influential. And I watched like some old school interviews with Francis Ford Coppola, Quentin Tarantino, James Cameron, Peter Jackson, and also Mario Puzo, the writer of The Godfather. And the one that the interview that struck me the most was the Mario Puzo interview, because I could really relate to his story as in like being a struggling writer. And it wasn't until he was 49 years old until The Godfather, was published, and then they made the movie. So I guess the 40, it was just like able to hear somebody who wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth to talk about his struggles and tribulations to become, a working writer, professional writer. And he said prior to the success of it, he was working. He had a daytime job. His last novel that he was able to write didn't make any money, and and once he became rich and famous because of The Godfather, he wasn't used to being rich. He wasn't used to having money. Like he used to stress out about how, like, for example, he had this story where he was driving his car, and then his car blew out, and then that night he couldn't go to sleep because he didn't know how he was going to pay for that new tire. And now that he had that money, 'cause from The Godfather, he had this other story with his wife went to the mall, and she came back, and she had a blue dress, and she was telling her husband that she was it was either between the blue dress and the yellow dress, and she didn't know which one to get, so she decided to get the blue dress. And Mario told his wife, like, well, honey, like, we have the money now. Get both dresses. And like, like that mentality of, always scrimping and saving and worrying about, how you're going to pay your bills. They were still in that mentality. And when you're living so long of just, being fucking poor, like, and having like money and like, living your dream, is just like, it's like, it's a feeling that, it's a feeling that makes you feel like validated and that you accomplished something, and that you're at the reward. And it's I can't, I hope someday, imagining, because that is the goal. I just want to produce something that people could be entertained, and that's the bottom line. Yeah, like, filmmakers are artistic, but at the end, like, you have to entertain the audience, regardless if it's like through literature, movies or television. Like, the objective is entertainment, and then you be creative. You do the artsy fartsy stuff secondly. But yeah, it was just very inspiring, just listening to those interviews, and especially with Francis Ford Coppola too. And yeah, I mean, like, I cannot, I could spend hours talking about like the other interviews I listened to with Quentin and Francis and Martin Scorsese. It's very inspiring. It kind of rekindled this flame of, like, jumping back into making movies and doing, just being like a storyteller. And like, it's a slow process, but I'll eventually, if I'm still around, I'll eventually get there. Like, you know, update. I really appreciate, you guys taking the time to, hear my rant, how my week's going. And I'm really happy that I have a community to, for you guys to hear what I have to say. And if you haven't already, if you guys could follow me on YouTube and Facebook, and we are also on Spotify now. If you follow us on Spotify, that'll be great. We're trying to reach 50 subscribers. We're like this close to reaching that mark. And once we do, like, our community is going to grow bigger and have you guys to thank. So until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next week. And let me know what you guys have been watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye, guys. Have a good night.